Hello and welcome to the Damn Good Podcast. This show is going to take you for a ride. We're going to go through what's going on in my life while it happens. We're going to talk about mindset, fitness, business, strategy, and tactics. Big question, what do I need to do today to get better tomorrow? Hey, I'm Dillon Mitchell, and this is a Damn Good Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Damn Good Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about cost of living. I was having a conversation lately with a buddy about cost of living. But guys, before we get into that, if you like the show, if you've gotten something from it, if this gives you a new perspective, give us a like, comment, share, 5-star review on iTunes. We really appreciate it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. All right, cost of living. So I was talking to a buddy. He lives in Southern California, in Burbank, and he really never got on Zillow or any other app to go and look at the cost and prices of houses in other areas. So driving down the street, I just pulled up Zillow and did the GPS deal and looked at what the Zillow estimate of a housing price was for the given neighborhood we were going through. And you look at the houses, they're kind of just these crappy little 1,000 square foot boxes, 2-bed, 1-bath kind of deals. And for these houses, we were in Burbank, so it's kind of in the north part of LA. These were $1 million house, $1 million for 1,000 square feet. Now, I looked at all of Los Angeles County, and you could not get anything, any home, any condo, any apartment, nothing for under like 300 grand. And then some of them were like 400 grand for a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment that you also still had to pay a $400 HOA, which is insane. So when you look at and you start doing mortgages, it's roughly $600 per $100,000 is what a 30-year mortgage is roughly going to be. So if you're doing that, you could afford $400 out of 600, so it's 2/3. So you're looking at, another 66, 70 grand is what you could have afforded in a mortgage had you not had that HOA. So, but then I was like, hey man, let's look at houses across the US. So I used to live in Louisville, Kentucky. I was like, okay, I had a 3,000 square foot house if you included the basement. So say 2,000 square foot house, 4-bed, 3-bath, full man cave. I had a pool table, all that kind of good stuff in it, 2-car garage on an acre. What do you think that costs? He's like, $1.5 million. And I was like, try $150,000, right? It's $150,000 for a 2,000 square foot house on an acre, 2-car garage, nice house, right? Like, in a nice neighborhood. And I had like a small HOA fee. I was like, I think $100 for the year, only to take care of the lake and really provide insurance for the lake that we had in my community. And then we started looking, okay, here's Louisville. So the most expensive house is $5 million. It's like 10,000 square feet on 5 acres and super high-end finishes throughout. All right, let's look at St. Louis. Okay, $5 million house is 20,000 square feet on 20 acres, compound, multiple buildings, all this stuff. And that same 5 million would get you like a 2,000 square foot house in Los Angeles and no land. You could reach out your window and touch your neighbors. So this is super important. And the reason that I bring it up is cost of living is a huge, huge deal. So you really, LA, the Bay Area, a lot of these big cities, New York is another one. You're basically never going to be able to buy a house or anything there. You're not going to live the American dream, and that's going to be done in other locations, not in these cities. You have to really, really make it big to have kind of a good quality of life. And I don't know why people kind of crap on the Midwest in these quote flyover states, because you can have a really good quality of life and not make a ton of money. There's plenty of houses in the $150,000 range throughout a good chunk of the country. The weather is fairly good. Yeah, it's not sunny all the time, but it's you get the change of seasons. It's just nice. They have different values, and the reason that I think people in LA especially are kind of so freaked out about a lot of this and kind of lied to in the American dream is when traffic is that bad and you have to drive everywhere. Public transit kind of sucks there. When you have to drive everywhere, you're in that many cars on the road and that many bad drivers, frankly, you're just like in fear for your life for 4 hours of the day, right? So 2 hours to commute to work, 2 hours to commute home. You're afraid that somebody's going to hit you, so you're just in fear. Then you know that you're not going to pay the bills, that money is tight, that you just can't afford anything because things are just so expensive. Fuel's expensive, food's expensive, your housing is expensive. You know, you're probably paying most of your paycheck just towards rent and food. You know, for a 1,000 square foot apartment, single, one bed, one bath is going to be like, I don't know, $2,500 a month. It's just insane how expensive it is. So you need to make 40 grand a year just to kind of break even, you know. It's insane, and most people are not doing that. So making 60 grand a year, you're like just getting by in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. So what this comes down to is, guys, don't think that you can't move, you can't go somewhere else. Yeah, maybe it's not as sunny there, but like Arizona, Texas, Florida, you can have a really good life and not have to worry about basic survival needs. So I'm pretty sure like in the Bay Area of California, LA, New York, you're worried more about paying your bills than you are about thriving. And that just degrades your quality of life. And there's a much, much better way to live. So guys, kind of start to think about optimizing for happiness. And part of this is getting your basic needs taken care of, moving elsewhere that's cheaper to live so you can ultimately have a better life. So guys, that's this episode of the Damn Good Podcast. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow.